IW sucked balls.
COD is dead.
COD's dead.
Never coming back.
Get over it. It's never coming out of this grave it dug itself with this futuristic warfare. But really, though, hey, everybody. welcome. I'll probably just do, like, one of those, like, beep and cut through that. But that was pretty fun.
I like that.
But today we're going to talk a little bit about IW and, of course, the year in review, I guess, if you will. I guess that makes sense. As we all know, I'm a flip-flopper. Boom, yeah. I don't think they know your stance on IW, so I'll let you start. What did you think of IW?
I went into Infinite Warfare, by the way, hi Prestige's channel. I went into Infinite Warfare really concerned because Black Ops 3 burnt me on like the advanced movement and supply drops and things like that. But the thing about Infinite Warfare is that I was pleasantly surprised by the beta, and then any concerns I had from the beta pretty much got squashed within the first like month or two of release. So I kind of, on my channel, I thought that Infinite Warfare was going to get enough heat from every other channel out there so that I would focus on the positive attributes. But at the same time, I didn't love it enough to like get to max prestige in it and to grind the hell out of it, because that kind of gameplay style is a little fatiguing to me. But I think objectively, it's a good product. I think it's a good $60 game, and I think it's one of my new favorite Call of Duties, actually.
I think that's how, like, both of us thought, right? Because there were so many other YouTube channels just basically slamming the game, even though it wasn't officially released. Even before the beta, it was, like, crowned as the worst Call of Duty, specifically because of all the dislikes the trailer got on YouTube.
Yeah, from the moment the trailer released, people had decided it was going to be bad, and it was kind of hard for me to take that criticism seriously because I feel like you need to get your hands on a game and play it for a while before you can review it.
And that's not to say it's the best Call of Duty by any means. I mean, there are things that, like I said, I've been called a flip-flopper all year. In fact, I made a video a few weeks ago basically talking about deleting IW, which I did. I uninstalled the game, but with all of these new things, like the Venom X came out, and it's like I was kind of interested, so I re-downloaded it, and I've been playing it. I don't really know why I was so hard on it to begin with. I think it was...
It's hard to ignore the game when it's just constantly adding content and new things to do for no extra charge. It's like, I'll hop on and play with the katana for a couple hours. There's no problem. Or Gesture Warfare, I think, was a great addition.
And I think that was one of my biggest problems with Ghosts. And I think we had even spoke about this before the commentary. Ghost just did not have enough content. It was just one of those... Yeah.
Right.
It was one of those games you played for like 4 months, and then you're just like...
After the Ripper came out... the most innovation that game did was adding a killing hit marker. That is the most that happened after the Ripper came out.
I think the one thing that just brought me back was the DLC, but even at that, after you rotate through the 4 maps only 3 or 4 times, it's like, oh, well, I understand, and I'm kind of bored of this now. Adding those, the prestige rewards, that was a really cool idea, like the golden PDW and the golden combat knife. That was really cool. But it wasn't enough to keep me occupied with the game.
The Ghost Gold camo was kind of mustardy.
It was mustard for sure. Yeah. It was rust. That's how I looked at it.
Yeah. Okay.
it was actually really not worth the grind.
And no, there was no diamond camo. There was no like weapon prestige. Well, there kind of was. No, there wasn't. It was the squad points.
It was very bare bones. I mean,
and a good thing that a video game will do is create bars like that you have to fill to unlock new things. And so like the game has bars, the XP bar. You rank up, then you get a weapon, and then that weapon has a bar. You fill those bars, you do those challenges, you get those attachments, and that keeps you playing. And Ghost just was like, no, screw that. You know, just get squad points.
And I kind of think that's what World War II is going to do well. In regards to just progression, is there's probably going to be progression on everything from weapons to divisions to growing your toenails. I don't know. There's probably going to be progression for everything. But anyway, we completely went off topic. I don't feel like IW is boring in that aspect because they keep adding new content. I think one of the issues is how they add the content. This year they did it very well with the season pass, allowing people just to have the weapons right away.
Yep.
That is what kept me refreshed. I'll be 100% with everybody that's watching this. If it wasn't for the fact that I could hop on and play with the new weapons right away, I probably would have had the same experience as Black Ops 3. Even though Black Ops 3 wasn't a terrible game by any means. It's probably one of the most revered games, if you will. The thing is, it was just finding those weapons sucked.
Yeah, and
because you never could.
And that was the point I made on my channel when it comes to RNG, and this is why I liked Infinite Warfare quite a bit, actually, is because it didn't give me that feeling where it's like all of the post-launch endgame content for max prestigers that already have, what was it, Dark Matter?
Yeah, Dark Matter, yeah.
Once you have that stuff, like, there's not really a lot of incentive to keep playing in terms of content, because you're just kind of gambling your time in hopes of getting something. And whereas IW was like, oh, you own the season pass, well, here's the weapons. Oh, you don't own the season pass, complete this challenge and get the weapon, which also increases your playtime and your the worthwhileness of the grind, I guess, is a simple way to put it.
I always feel like there's something more to the grind in every Call of Duty that we've played, but IW just seemed to do it wrong. Prestiging has always been my thing, right? Prestige is key. That's the channel. Yeah. But like Advanced Warfare, for example, when you rank up, you earn advanced supply drops. Really cool. I like that. It kept me wanting to grind rank and, of course, see what I get next. With IW, prestiging feels worthless in a way. Except for the guns. But once you have all the guns and you move on to Prestige 11 plus...
Yeah, I was hoping that they would add more prestige weapons. I wanted to see, like, an ACR get tossed in there, like, with more classic guns.
And it's weird, because that was rumored.
Yeah, ACR, I heard rumors of, like, a Thompson getting added. I was like, that sounds good. Like,
ACR, I think the MP7 was even rumored, too.
Yeah, I don't know why they wouldn't do that.
I always thought they would build on
people to grind. Yeah.
I was hoping that when they added those new prestiges, and I even remember making a video talking about how... when those new ranks come out, it's possible that we're going to get a new classic weapon or multiple new classic weapons. And that would have kept me grinding for sure.
If you could, like, one more prestige and you get an MP7, yeah, I'm going to go hop on and prestige.
Exactly. Or, like, here's a permanent unlock token. You get to choose which classic weapon you want, like every other prestige. That would be sweet.
Right.
You know, the Black Ops 3 even did it better, where it's like you prestige, and when you get to master, you can choose your emblem. Even little things like that keep me going.
I guess that was okay. I wish Black Ops 3, though, like, every rank would have been an extra supply drop.
Yeah, that would have been cool, too.
Something.
I don't think, like, sure, I mean, back to the whole conversation of being a flip-flopper, on Reddit, people really like to tear me apart for that, but I think you said it best. As games evolve and as the year goes on, new content is added, content's taken away, things are fixed, things are buffed and nerfed and improved, and it's like,
broken.
Yeah, if things are broken, things can be fixed. If things are okay, sometimes they can be broken, and that can change your opinion in an instant. Yeah. So when I make a video at the beginning of the year in November of 2016 when the game launches, that opinion can be drastically different by the end of the year because, of course, we've had a lot of time to get our hands on the game and explore every nook and cranny, every dusty nook and cranny. It's disgusting.
You find more cobwebs than you want. And it also varies from platform. Like, some people are wondering why I say Black Ops 3 is clunky, and I play on Xbox One. Like, there's a lot of things that go into people's opinions about games. It could be their platform, it could be their connection, it could be, honestly, just their preference. Obviously, I mean, of course. But no, I don't think it's flip-flopping to be like, I really like this game, and then later be like, this game is pissing me off. I don't feel like that's flip-flopping. I feel like our opinions have to change and evolve. And in fact, I'm way more judgmental of the people that locked into hating Infinite Warfare as a video game, not a Call of Duty game. Like, just as a video game, as a product, hating it and just locking into that for the last 12 months. I feel like that's unnecessary. It's devoid of critical thought.
It was kind of weird.
Not productive. It's not productive. It doesn't get anything fixed.
I think a lot of the time
that's
that people see that from my end. And it's like, I had someone the other day even say, I don't even trust your opinion anymore because you're so opinionated. And I thought that was actually a compliment, personally, because if I'm not sticking to one thing, because that's one thing that hurt me back with Black Ops 3, because I liked the game so much. It was really hard for me to find negatives in it. The only negative I could find is the supply drop system, but once you learn to accept that it's never going away, that's when a lot of people are like, you're a COD cocksucker, because I only had good things, right? Yeah, I only had good things to say about it, and
it might sound like a digression. Yeah, it might sound like a digression, but it ties in. That's my thing about Destiny. People are talking about Destiny as if it needs to compare to other RPGs and other things. It's like, no, Destiny is its own thing. If you enjoy the style that it is, you can kind of overlook certain things because you enjoy the gameplay. If you enjoy Black Ops 3, yeah, you can hate the supply drop system and then keep playing Black Ops 3. You can keep buying supply drops with your crypto keys, or even your real money. I mean, it's your money, and still not like it. And there's a really loud truck outside my house again.
Hold on for just a second.
Okay.
Sorry, I had to clear my throat.
It's alright.
I'll cut that part out. I'll cut this part out too. And I'll cut that out. And I'll cut this out. And I'll keep cutting everything out.
Let's cut it all out until it's just an intro and then
let's just start over again. No. Let's see. But I would say like halfway through the year, things really started to improve. I mean, after we got over that first initial speed bump of, oh, let's add 800 things to the microtransactions, that was really like right out of the gate. They didn't have emblems, they didn't have like any type of league play, they didn't have leaderboards.
That's true.
They shot themselves in the foot doing that.
Yeah.
That brought a bad taste to a lot of people's mouths, including mine. I made a video about it. I was very critical in regard to how they handled that entire thing. Mm-hmm. But after the fact, you know, getting over the fact that, oh, they're not just going to remove the 800 items they added.
No.
And I just continued to play, and they started to add new things like the ability to earn salvage in multiple different ways.
Right.
And, of course, they expanded upon the mission teams and the rewards that you can get and added new ranks to those. It gave more reasons to grind, and that's when I started to see it in a new light and started to appreciate the game more for what it was rather than what it was, you know, criticized for.
Exactly. I still get criticisms on my channel. I even got a comment a couple days ago that was like, yeah, Infinite Warfare didn't even have leaderboards. I'm like, that's a while back. Like, right. I don't know why that's still relevant. You have to look at it how it is right now.
And I understand that it's unacceptable that it was that way, but that's done and over. You know, that chapter is closed.
Yeah, and even though that sucks, I mean, like, I still think it's almost overcritical to be like, well, Infinite Warfare sucks because it doesn't have leaderboards. No, it sucks that Infinite Warfare doesn't have leaderboards or didn't. Like, there's a difference between the game being bad because of that or it being bad that the game is in that state.
Yeah.
And I think that Infinite Warfare right now is a competent product. It's a competent game. I have played worse shooters. I play a lot of first-person shooters, and I have played much worse games. I have played things that I've played for a couple days and then never touched again. And I'm very critical about Call of Duty, and I think IW as a product, subjectively, I guess, just works. I don't see anything glaring about it. I don't see an issue that warrants the amount of hate that it got.
And I think one of the worst parts about what you just brought up is the fact that there are going to be people out there who see this game on the shelf used, and they'll just remember, oh, people online said this was the worst game ever. I'm not even going to... Like, people won't even try it for themselves at this point.
Yeah, I've even said on my channel, if you don't like its multiplayer, I can totally understand that. But, like, its campaign's really fun. Its zombies is something. Like, it's a product. Like, people look at Call of Duty as, oh, I don't like the multiplayer. It's not a good product. It's not a good video game. And it's like, yeah, if you're in it for the multiplayer, that's valid. But I do feel bad for the people that won't give it even a chance, or the ones that bought it to get Modern Warfare Remastered and then, like, never installed Infinite Warfare and never touched it. I kind of feel bad for those people because I feel like if it's there, you might as well give it a try. I think the campaign was enjoyable. I don't know what you think about it.
I thought the campaign was really good. Some parts were really predictable, but that's every Call of Duty.
Yeah, like we play the Call of Duty campaigns. I think most people do because they kind of like the fact that it feels like a bit of a cliche action movie.
Right.
Yeah.
And I have an unpopular opinion, and I know that this is gonna sting on a lot of people.
Uh-oh.
And that's okay, because I'm gonna say it.
Oh boy.
Infinite Warfare Zombies was much better than Black Ops 3 Zombies.
Yes!
I am sorry to say that, but it was way better than Black Ops 3 Zombies.
It's way more fun.
I wouldn't necessarily say maybe from like a gameplay, like gameplay-wise, they're almost virtually identical, right? Round-based, zombies coming at you. But when it comes to the fun factor, making it feel like a video game again, my goodness.
It felt more fleshed out. It felt more fleshed out.
I understand that Black Ops 3 is kind of like a love letter to fans. Like, here's your Easter eggs that you need to complete. But I felt like they harped on Easter eggs way too much. Mm-hmm. And I know that a lot of people are going to be like, oh, you don't even do Easter eggs. Dude.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll tell you what, man. I was out there, man. I was out there. I was in there, man. Before the Noah Jays and before all these other guys, I was there with the crew, and we were doing we were first in the world for Easter eggs, man. I got a video here. Die Rise, first in the world. I will always hold on to that because that was one of the harder Easter eggs.
Oh yeah. When I look at Infinite Warfare, I look at basically. I don't like comparing it to Black Ops 3 because they're not the same game. But when I look at it as surface level, it's Black Ops 3, but it's more fleshed out. The specialist system is more fleshed out, and it's a little less kill button-y, you know what I mean? Like, instead of, gravity spikes, everyone in the room's dead. Mm-hmm. It's stuff that has to be aimed a little bit more, and a little bit more thought has to be put into it. I feel like the way you rank up, I feel like the way, like zombies, like the idea that you could like customize your weapons for zombies, so when you grab that weapon off the wall, it has your attachments on it. It's just like, okay, so here's an existing product, here's an existing concept, let's just make that a little bit better. That's what I saw almost like consistently across the board, is what I noticed.
Yeah, I think that even though, like I said, it's an unpopular opinion, it's true though. I mean, even with the most recent updates having like the super Easter egg and the secret, even though I didn't like most of the maps, all right, I'll be honest, I didn't like the Beast from Beyond, not one of my favorites, but that doesn't take away from Spaceland, which I really enjoyed and played a lot of. Raven the Redwoods, amazing map,
that was fun.
Loved it. Didn't really get into Shaolin, but I can appreciate it for what they tried to do. Beast from Beyond just didn't like it.
Yeah.
And that's where my opinionated flip-floppiness comes in again, because I could say
like,
up and down the street that Zombies is better than Black Ops 3, but I don't like Beast from Beyond.
Yeah, see, people don't like those kind of, I don't know if the nuance is the exact right word, but like, people don't like that. They want you to be... Oh god, I don't want to say what people want. I don't want to tell people what they want. That's ridiculous.
Right.
But at the same time, I think some people prefer people to be more militant and more set in their opinions.
Oh my gosh. I was just saying this on Twitter.
Yeah, you have to hate all of zombies. You have to like all of it. You are either a hater or a fanboy. Everything in between is bullshit, and I don't like that. I don't like that idea.
I guess if you guys are watching this right now and you're sitting here wondering, like, so Prestige, what is it? Do you like Infinite Warfare or do you hate Infinite Warfare? It's started as like a love-hate relationship, and at this point I'm just neutral. Like, it wasn't the best game, but it wasn't the worst game. It's something that I can play and enjoy. And even though I said this on Twitter, I'll reiterate it here again, like, I think people believe once you stick to a certain ideology on a specific, I guess you would say topic, right? Like, me making a video, oh, I hate Call of Duty. That doesn't mean 2 days later or a day later I can play it again, give it another chance, be hard-headed as hell, and just dive right in and say, oh, you know what? I'm actually enjoying it.
Yeah.
I think if you're opinionated like that and you do flip-flop on specific things, I think that just makes you human. If anything.
Yeah. Well, I mean, things are complicated. I'm so, like, it's stupid to say this, and there's that truck again. It's stupid.
It's delivering
stupid.
Clowns.
It's hopefully. It's simple to say this, but life is complicated. I don't think Infinite Warfare should be Game of the Year, win 1,000 awards. It's the best product ever made. It's Call of Duty's saving move, right? No, I don't think so. But I also don't think it deserved the hate it got. I don't think it deserved to get shit on. I don't think that it's that bad of a video game. Like not even a Call of Duty game. Like, you don't even have to look at it as Call of Duty. It's kind of how I looked at Advanced Warfare. Even if you just look at it strictly as a product, the $60 piece of software, it's not really that bad. It's you have to kind of tone down that need to nitpick everything, and then you just realize it's a pretty good video game. This is a decent video game. If you get it on sale for $30, even better. Like, it's not a bad deal. It's not a bad product.
No, I honestly, I don't think it is either. And even though I've been very critical about it this entire year,
as you should be, right? Like, and I've tried to mention this in every video. I'm very critical. If you love something, do not be afraid to criticize it by any means. Like, I have people criticize my YouTube channel all day long, and you know what? I don't take it to heart. I say, okay, this is something that I can improve upon in the future, and I have. A big question to you, as being a pretty prominent member in the COD community, do you think IW would have been even better if the community, a majority of the community, didn't turn against it and instead embraced it and gave feedback on it and did videos about things they wanted fixed, and they kind of move things along? Do you think it would be better, or do you think IW, like Infinity Ward, wouldn't have really cared?
Dude, I 100% think it would have been better. And the reason I say that is because I have seen change come directly from videos I've created.
Oh yeah.
Like, when I made a video talking about all the 700 plus items, like, I basically laid it on the line and just said, why would anyone from Infinity Ward do that? And I said, if anyone from Infinity Ward is watching this video, you guys need to be more transparent. Like, ever since that video, they started doing those monthly updates. This is what we're working on. Yeah. They started to do, be a little more communicative on Twitter, and
they've been incredibly open.
They were doing the live streams. Like, I would be in one of those live streams, and there'd be like 200 people watching. And that's not to say that, oh, you guys can't pull this many people. It's to say that just goes to show how many people just decided to wipe it away and forget that they even tried. And I think as long as they tried, that's really all you can ask for. And to be 100%, as, if they were to just take everything that the community said in a whole, they would not be able to make the perfect game.
No.
Because no one in this community, no one knows what they want.
The COD community is too big for that.
You think you know what you want, and then when you finally get it, it's not what you wanted. And I think the best example of that would be Modern Warfare Remastered.
Yes.
As harsh as that is, like, I loved the original. But even though it came out as a remaster, and sure, it was perfect at first, and I think if they didn't add all those new weapons, the game would have been completely done. I think if they didn't add a supply drop system, it would have not lasted as long as it has.
Right.
And I know that sounds like really weird, but I'm kind of playing devil's advocate here when it comes to like loot systems and supply drop systems. Adding all of the new content like that, even though sucks for a lot of people, it kept the game alive because it kept people grinding. It kept people wanting that new weapon, or kept people wanting that new thing.
That worked to get me to keep playing Advanced Warfare.
Yeah.
That game had actually irritated me really bad, but I was like, I want that M16.
That kept me playing Black Ops 3 longer than I probably should have.
Right.
And
yeah, that works.
I hate to admit
sucks,
that,
but it works. Yeah.
I don't want the system to be here at all. Like, if it were gone, I would be 100% thankful and happy that that's gone. However, I think that it's just something that is going to be here forever. I mean, we see it in Forza. We see it in Battlefront. We're seeing it in Shadow of War, which is a huge hot button topic, which I'm going to talk about in a separate video. But the whole thing is, it comes down to money, right? We are the customers at the end of the day. If they can make a bond between customer and what we want, and of course they can still make money at the end of the day, then we end up with something like the IW supply drop system, where if you're a customer and you're loyal and you buy the season pass, you get the weapons.
Yeah.
If you don't, you still have access to the weapons.
It's the most giving COD game, I think.
It is.
Yeah.
And you know, that's honestly, out of this entire year, that's the thing that's going to get the most praise from me. Because that's been my biggest problem.
The daily login bonus, the supply, the season pass weapon, sorry, and then like the fact that when they added all of those Mark II variants, they kind of made it so it was almost easier to get those guns.
Yeah, but at the same time, it still made me kind of scratch my head and go, what? But
yeah,
I don't know. I think overall, at the end of the day, did IW deserve to be shit on as much as it did?
No.
No. Yeah.
No.
I don't think it did.
I'm really critical about games. I'm very ranty. I can get very irritated with games. And I feel like an asshole because I'm sitting here enjoying this game that's apparently causing everybody that plays it cancer.
Exactly, that's how I felt. I mean, sure, in certain circumstances and for certain aspects, the game sucks. It's really bad in certain places.
You get somebody using the Synaptic Rid.
Fuck Synaptic. I don't have anything good to say. Every time I see someone jumping around with their, just farting around the map with their combat.
It's frustrating.
Ugh, I hate propulsion.
And also, there wasn't enough flinch and bounce to the iron sights of guns and sights in general when you would jump and when you would land. So it really catered towards scuff players. So Black Ops 3, your sights moved around a lot when you jumped, and it wasn't as intuitive to aim and shoot and jump and fly around. IW was like, again, like it was like Call of Duty Ghosts in terms of how intuitive and easy the guns were, plus that movement.
Right. So there was not that much, like in Black Ops 3. I remember when you land, it wasn't mega with how far away your weapon moves, but it was enough to deter people from taking specific leaps if they weren't ready to engage.
I think IW sucked for me in the biggest regard because I didn't have, in the regard that I didn't have a scuf controller or an elite controller. So whenever I saw a Synaptic Rig jump around, I had extra bitterness in my mouth than like some people that have like a scuf or an elite controller. Because I'm like, even if I ran that rig, I'm not going to be able to do that. And you just got a ton of comments saying, play claw. You need to play claw.
You know what's crazy? Like this year, I purposely stopped using a scuf.
No way, why?
And that isn't because because I really like the product. I was partnered with them for a very long time, and the people there are very nice. Yeah. But I just wanted to be on the same level as an average player who doesn't have access to a scuf.
I wanted to feel the peasant COD.
To be honest with you, I prefer playing without a scuf. And that kind of contradicts things that I said in the past. Because obviously I used scuf for a very long time, especially on Xbox.
They make good controllers, yeah.
But I don't know. It's weird. Like, just throws me back to the old school times when I didn't have the opportunity to use a scuf controller, and I like playing that way. But then again, sure, I'm putting myself at a disadvantage, and everyone else that can't use a scuf they're at a disadvantage. So I think it's going to be a very interesting year with World War II to see how these Synaptic players will cope. And sure, drop shotting's there, but drop shotting's not going to save you as much as an airborne jump or a wall run.
Just being ready for a gunfight in Call of Duty World War II is going to be way more useful than I think jump shotting or drop shotting. Just having your sights at head level or upper chest level and being able to pop somebody as fast as possible when they come around a corner is going to be way more useful than I think jumping and proning and stuff.
Oh yeah, that's for sure.
That snap reaction time, and I got some really good snap kills in COD World War II.
Same here. I'm excited
because it wasn't that inconsistency, and I don't hate 3D movement Call of Duty, but I was in the mood for boots on ground COD. And that's one of the reasons I'm excited for COD World War II. And because if there was someone behind me shooting at me, I don't turn around and have that variable of maybe they're in the air or maybe they're about to be. They're on the ground, they're going to be there, and it's going to be pretty predictable to kill them. And it's going to be interesting. The people that relied on their scuf controllers for the last last 3 CODs?
3 CODs, yeah.
Yeah, how are they going to cope? Especially if they're new players. If someone just came into Call of Duty, got a scuf controller, and then, hasn't really played out, a boots-on-ground COD.
It's gonna be interesting
hell.
for sure.
I feel bad, and I wanted to say this though. I do feel bad to any of the Call of Duty fans that are new that came in because Advanced Warfare was sci-fi, or because of Black Ops 3 cybernetic enhancements and Infinite Warfare space. They came in because, oh wow, Call of Duty's doing something different. I might actually try this out. And then like Call of Duty World War II, and they're like, no.
Right. I've seen a lot of people saying that they prefer futuristic or modern over.
I have
older.
a couple of subscribers that came in at Advanced Warfare and they hadn't played a COD before it.
Wow. I think I'm in the same boat. I think I have a lot of people who subscribe specifically for Advanced Warfare, but when that kind of, went away and Black Ops 3 came into the picture, it was a completely different situation. Because Black Ops 3, even though it's still futuristic, it had more of a modern feel. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think on that we should probably do some closing remarks.
Okay.
And I think what I would like to say to kind of close the chapter on this one in regard to Infinite Warfare, just to reiterate once again, I don't think it was a terrible game. I don't think it was the best Call of Duty. I'm kind of neutral on it. But the one thing that I just hated the most, it would have to be the player base. Mm-hmm. As weird as that sounds, I think it's the type of people that play Infinite Warfare is what made me dislike the multiplayer more than anything.
It just got cheesy.
It got cheesy.
Like you're getting, yeah, and it wasn't. You started just getting cheesed by a ton of things. And I'll say the same thing. Yeah. I think Call of Duty is I think I've said this too many times, but it's a competent product. It's a competent video game. It's a competent shooter. It's at the very least, a decent Call of Duty game. It didn't deserve all of its hate. I'm gonna kind of miss playing it, and I'm gonna pop on it and play it once in a while because it has a lot of fun toys and things to play around with. I will say with the player base, it got very synaptic rig, trip mines. Oh god, what's the other one?
K-bar cheese.
Oh god,
NV4 cheese.
And I don't think those guns are massively overpowered because the time to kill is so fast anyway.
Right.
But it's still like you got that taste in your mouth that these players are just here to play this particular way because they know it's annoying. They know it's frustrating.
And what's really weird,
that's old.
I noticed this year more than anything, a lot of the people who continue to play IW are more or less esports driven, which isn't a bad thing. Like, I'm all for watching esports, but I just don't like playing that aggressively. I don't like playing super, like, if I don't get this win in a public lobby, I'm gonna slip my wrists. Like, I don't get that way. I just play Call of Duty casually. It's always been that way. It's always been...
Exactly.
It's one of those things where
competitive.
You just kind of go in and you're kind of like, I just want to relax and grind out this gold camo, or I just want to go in and see if I can get my black sky gear. It's never been a super serious, if I don't get this win, like, I'm not focused on the win. Like, I can lose, and sure, I'll be pissed off about losing, because who isn't? But there seems to be a lot more people way more focused on the win, and I guess that should be the way it's done in a competitive shooter, but at the same time, I've never viewed Call of Duty as a super competitive, over-the-top thing.
Competitive. It's casual competitive, and I feel like when the game gives players tools to, like, okay, if you use these tools, you will just squash people if you use them with, like, this really strict meta play style, and then, you'll just decimate people. And I don't like that, and I used to be in competitive with Call of Duty Ghosts, and why I stopped was because I wanted to run ACOG on the CBJ. I wanted to do weird things. Yeah. I wanted to play like a weirdo, and I wanted to play it more casually and just, listen to music and grind out, prestiges. And I thought that was more fun. And that's where my opinion on COD started to really take form, was this is a game that I can just hop into, play like 5 matches and get it off. It was a good play session. That's just kind of how I am with it.
Yeah, I mean, just for... to let everyone that's watching this know, I used to be in competitive as well, back with World at War and COD 4. I used to play game battles like every single day. I mean, that game battles was the thing back in the day if you wanted to play competitively, and I would run duos, I would run 4-man teams. Like, I was very competitive, and I found myself being a little bit too serious about it. And at that time, it's like I didn't have a YouTube channel that was dedicated to Call of Duty. I didn't have a YouTube channel that was just specifically for gaming. So it was me realizing that taking things too serious, I wasn't having fun anymore.
And that's exactly what with me in Call of Duty Ghosts.
Right, and I mean,
and sucked the fun out of it.
I'm just like you. I like to use weird things. I like to run around with nunchucks and not worry about my kill-death ratio.
And people don't realize that's why we like Call of Duty. That's why we like it, is that it gives you those opportunities to play like a weirdo and do fun things. And it's a good, casual, competitive environment. You can get into a match against a clan and sweat your ass off, or you can hop in and use nunchucks. And I think that's why we play Call of Duty, is because of that variety of playstyle you can use.
It at the end of it all, I know I hate to say it, but it is a video game. And we were just talking about that. But it's still fun to just hop in and be yourself and do what you want to do and not worry about, you know, kill death, win loss, all that stuff. And I still make it a point to this very day to not sweat about that stuff. And even though I don't have a 3 to 4.0 KD or a 100 KD or a 100 win loss because I always dashboard if I lose, you know, I don't care. I don't care about that stuff. It doesn't make you a better player. It may make you look like a better player.
Yeah.
But guarantee you're not winning all of your matches. You're not coming out on top every single time.
Yeah, we're gonna get called casuals now. You understand that, right? That's a bad word.
I don't care. I don't care. I mean, that's what Call of Duty is to me. Like, I love playing it casually. I love just kind of going in and doing what I do. And sure, sometimes I'll pop off. Sometimes I'll drop a nuke. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to do that every single game. No. I'm way too aggressive for that.
Yeah, no.
If I get in and be aggressive and drop a nuke, I'm satisfied. But I don't think there's really anything more to say about Infinite Warfare.
No.
If you guys enjoyed the video, take a second of your time to click that like button down below. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And if you are subscribed, turn on notifications for both of our channels. Find the One Boom linked in the description below. And until the next one, we will see ya. Bye! Bye. All right, I guess I think that was a pretty good conversation.
I thought it was fun, yeah.